welcome to Scott Tilley Photography. And I think I mentioned in last week's video, my first wildlife one, and I'll put a link up here to that if you want to go and have a look at it, that this week was probably going to be quite challenging. My daughter needed to be up in Durham for the day, and then she's finished uni for this term, for Christmas, the break up for Christmas. So I had to bring her up for the day, which left me with nothing to do really for a whole day. And I thought, well, what better thing to do than to sort of travel a little bit further and come and do some photography. So what I've done, I've come to a place called Westgate, which is in Weardale, which is about 25 miles I think from Durham, so it's not too far for me. And we've parked in the community centre at the bottom and walked up a little valley. It's actually a walk, and I'll show you in this book there, if you can see, if you're interested. And it comes up a wonderful little valley with the river or the burn running down it, and I have to say, I mean, it's one of the most photogenic little valleys that I've walked in for a long time that I had no idea about. You know, I know about the ones in the Lake District and you see the ones on YouTube, but I've never really seen this one. And I think I'm going to get some images today, and it's not probably at its best at this time of year, but I can imagine in springtime it's going to be absolutely stunning, and probably earlier in the autumn when the leaves have got some foliage on it, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And then you walk up and come up into these old mine workings, which is an old, excuse me with the lead, it's an old lead mine. So there's all the workings up here, and I don't know what's further on. Anyway, that's a little bit of an introduction to where I am and what I'm doing. I've not taken any photos yet because I'm hoping that the dog's going to burn off a bit of energy and she's going to be more likely to want to. Don't fall off there. Oi! No. No, it's too big a jump. Yeah, don't be silly. And that's too big as well. Come back down. She's climbing on a wall and thinking about jumping, I think. She loves us so much. Yeah, so I'm going to have a bit of lunch here while I've got my backpack off, because it's a right pain trying to juggle dog, vlogging kit, cameras. So while I've got it off, I'm going to have some lunch. We're going to walk a bit further up, and then we're going to look at taking some images. I say we because I'm including the dog. She might get in them. If she's anything like my other dogs, there always used to be a sort of tail in the end of the picture. So yeah, you might get a few of those. There might be some surreptitious cropping going on when I get back. But it's going to be a laugh anyway, whatever happens. I've just got to try and make sure she doesn't pull any of the tripods over. So, right, that's enough from me for the minute, and I'll see you later.
I get a little bit breathless, my thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been on it.
Right, so I've stopped. Basically, I've climbed out of the mine. The walk comes this way and lifts you out of the mine onto the tops. And I've got a shot here, and I'm actually just taking it as the light changes, because it's really windy today. The light is changing all the time, and I'll show you the shot I've got. If you can see where they go, there's basically an old, I think it's a farmhouse just there, there, and in the background you've got the hills which have had the first dust in the snow by the look of it, so it looks quite nice, and the light is foiling across the landscape and moving all the time with these clouds. It's quite a contrasty scene though when the sun breaks through, so I am having to sort of make one or two changes. I've got a graduated filter on just to try and darken the sky when that happens, and I'm even trying some bracketing as well, just in case I can't get enough light on the foreground. I don't want to overexpose the sky, so I've got, I think it's 0.9 graduated filter, and I'm shooting anything from a 1/13 of a second to a 50th of a second, and at f11 and ISO 50. So hopefully, if I've got a shot, you'll see it now.
It breaks in my heart, it's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we hurt. Let me speak the truth. it's too late, but I can see past the rain.
Right, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to hear me on this audio because, excuse me while I take another shot. I'm still on the top and it's really, really windy and really cold. It must be close to freezing up here today. The dog's complaining at me, so I don't think I'm going to stop him up here much longer. I think we're going to head back down into that valley and see, potentially if we've got time we'll look at the waterfalls. If not, I might have a go at them on another day. Absolutely stunning up here. I mean, if I could show you what I'm taking a picture of now, you see where the light is playing. There's actually, you probably can't see right out there, there's a little tiny barn, and the golden light that's coming from behind this black cloud is just playing across the fells here, but then in the background you've got fells that are actually covered with a dust in the snow. It looks really nice on the camera and the light's changing all the time. That's what I like. That's why I've stood here for a while and took numerous shots. I could probably improve it actually by getting into a different position, getting closer maybe. There's a wall that leads up to it that looks quite nice, but as I say, today's more of a scouting trip. I need to come back on my own and spend a day up here, I think, and that will be the plan in the future. Yeah, it's an area I'm really glad I've come to. I really want to do some more stuff up here, and yeah, so I'm going to take this image stats really. What I've had to do, I've taken the ISO up to 160 for this one, and I'm at f8 and 100th of a second, simply because, I don't know if you can see, I've got the 100-400 lens on here because that barn's a long way away and I'm right out at 400mm, and with it being windy I want to try and stop any shake on the lens coming through to the final image, any camera shake. So I'll probably even take it up to ISO 200 I think, and just, there's going to be plenty you know, the image isn't going to particularly suffer at being at ISO 200, not on this Sony anyway. So anyway, I shall speak to you later. My hands are freezing, the dog's freezing, she's complaining. We're going to get down. I'll see you later.
Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom, so bottom up please. We're gonna get over this. I see the smoke in the mirrors, I'm holding the key, one step away from salvation. You're like the ocean, setting me free. Out in the open, I'm picking up speed. No bad thoughts penetrate. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. Won't you let...
Right, we've made it back to the car, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter than we normally are. It's been quite difficult doing some filming, as you've probably heard me mention while I've been trying to film. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I hadn't finished all the walk in this guidebook that I showed you at the start, so I'm definitely going to come back and do it again. The light's been absolutely fantastic, and the potential up there is, it just seems again to be one of those places where there are quite a lot of possibilities, and I don't think they've been fully explored in the past by other people. So, you know, it's definitely a place, Weardale, that I'm going to come back to, probably again and again and again, different times of the year. I've got a couple of shots I'm quite happy with, so that's really all that matters. We've enjoyed it, we've had a nice walk, haven't we? You're just interested in them chickens, aren't you, across there? Yeah. So anyway, for this week I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you on next week's video. As I say, I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, give it a thumbs up, and if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and then obviously you'll click on the bell and you'll be informed every time I upload some new content. We are actually, I'm not sure where we are next week. It's close to Christmas, isn't it? So it might even be Christmas by the time this one comes out, or nearly Christmas. Actually, just after New Year, we're off up to Skye, I think, for a week. So you will be getting a vlog from up there, and hopefully, now I'm back into the rhythm of doing it, it should be probably a little bit better produced than the first one I did. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Might be doing some wildlife as well, so if I get a sniff that there's some otters about, then they'll also be on the cards to do some of that as well.
Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flames.